Alright, so I'm pumping up the tires. I can smell that transmission. I can actually smell it, which isn't a good sign. But anyway, I'm pumping up the tires. Then I gotta head back. I'm at Walmart now. I've got to still buy a tank of propane. And then I can head back to Camp Crazy. And like I say, these videos where I'm talking about what's going on financially, this isn't because I'm soliciting people to help me or anything. I don't want money from people or anything like that. That's not what it's about. It's just that I'm portraying the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation is that myself and a lot of other people too, practically everyone in the world, in fact, is targeted right now to be done away with. All this stuff that's happening in the world right now, none of it's happening by accident, you know. And it's not because of incompetence, like some people think. Like, yes, you know, Joe Biden, definitely an incompetent person. Justin Trudeau, also an incompetent person. But these people are used. You know, these people are being used. That's not where the real power is. Like, you know, Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau, neither one of them is competent. But they don't have to be, because they're just figureheads. They're just stooges is all they are, you know. They don't have to be competent. Anyway, this little pump is a good rig. I'm glad I have it. It's already paid for itself, because it costs like $2 if you go to one of those air pumps at a gas station and have it and pump your tire up there. You can see this one's quite low. The truck needs new tires, really, but I mean, it also needs a new transmission. Shit's gonna have to wait. Only 18 pounds or 21 pounds, it says now. Yeah, it's way down. Alright. Anyway, like I say, those guys don't have to be competent. They're just figureheads. They're just the people we're supposed to think is in charge, you know. But the people we're supposed to think we chose to be in charge. But no, it's not the case anyway. They're taking their orders from other people higher up than them. And what's happening right now basically is there's just a small percent of us, just a small number of elites. They want to get rid of most of us because we're now surplus to them. Most of the work that people were needed to do can now be done by robots. And so there really isn't any reason from their point of view to keep people around. See, these people, they subscribe to a concept that's known as Fabian socialism. And it's a very common concept under communist regimes. It's very common. And Fabian socialism says, we'll put up with you, we'll tolerate you, and we'll even make sure that you have whatever it is you need to continue living, as long as you're of use to us. When you're no longer of use to us, you gotta go. That's Fabian socialism. So if you get that you can't work anymore, you gotta go, you know, because you're old or sick or whatever. If you get, if the world changes in such a way that even if you're healthy, there just aren't any jobs. You could be young and healthy, but there just aren't enough jobs because the economy has changed and technology has changed. And, you know, it used to take a crew of men with picks and shovels to dig a ditch. Now one man on an excavator can dig a ditch. It used to take a crew of men, you know, take 40 men to lay a railroad track. Now 2 men can do it. One on a machine and the other one walking beside the machine to make sure the machine don't screw up. Or to make sure the guy riding the machine doesn't fall off it and crack his head open. But, that's all they need now. When I was a kid, I remember watching men work on the railroad tracks down from where we lived. When we'd be in the car with my dad and we'd go over the tracks, we'd see them all there. And there'd be, 30 or 40 men there working. Now, when you go over the tracks, if they're working around there, they got like 2 guys and a big machine, I mean, so the thing is, where are all these people who are surplus in the minds of the powerful people, of the elite who own everything? Where are those men going to go? What are they going to do? You see? So from their point of view, there's no place for all these people anymore. And so what they're doing is they're concocting all this stuff about the environment and different things and overpopulation and no resources and all the rest of it. And of course, we're living in a godless society. So if you believe in God, then you know that God made the world perfect. And the world can support everybody in it. God will never make more people than the world can support. And God will never make less food and air and water than is needed to support the people. But, the majority of the people are now godless. They don't believe in God. They believe in the power of their own pecker, basically. And they believe in the concept of might is right, and it's all about how much money I can make and how nice a car I can buy and how many women I can bed, or in the case of women, how many men they can bed. And it's all very physical, there's, it's like, and we're paying for that anyway in a big way now. Like I say, it's all the power of the pecker is what it is. And if my pecker's bigger than yours, and I've used it on more women than you have, then you've used yours on, then I'm a better man than you. Even though I might have left all those women in the lurch, pregnant with kids and everything else, and just been a real pig about it. It doesn't matter. I'm better than you because I say so, and I can say so because I got a bigger member than you do. We've allowed that to become the norm. Now, what the heck is that flying around there? I don't know if you can see that. There it is. That's a weird looking thing. I want to know what that is. It's getting closer. It shouldn't be long before I can find out what it is. Anyway, I'm curious about it. It's friggin' weird. Whatever it is, it's weird anyway. The light now is obstructing it, so you can't see it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I see. This light's on the end of the wing. It's an airplane. That's what it is. It's an airplane. Okay. Now I get it. It's an airplane, but the way it looked before, I see it now. It makes sense now. All right, it's an airplane. Okay. It looked pretty weird for a minute. This tire was really low on air. I was wondering if it wasn't one of those drones I've been hearing so much about, but it isn't. It's just a regular airplane. Anyway, the bottom line is, it's all about money and power and who has what. And we've allowed it to get that way because we let our priorities get all out of whack. And because we've done that, we've allowed evil basically to build up, and here we are, And now we have these rotten people who not only are they godless, but they actually actively worship Lucifer. And now we got to deal with their crap, trying to get rid of us and everything. The Bible says that Lucifer is the father of lies and that he was a man killer from the start. And we're seeing both of those things play out now with these people that we've got running the show, And what a shit show it is, too. Anyway, when I talk about what's going on in my life, it isn't because I'm trying to elicit sympathy, because there's a lot of people worse off than I am. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm stressed right out, and I'm fed up to the back teeth, and I'm frustrated, and I'm deeply concerned about a lot of things, and I am genuinely afraid about my future. I can't be a 75-year-old man living this way, assuming that I will last that long. And I'm already 56, going to be 57 this year, so 75 isn't as far away as I would like to think it is. That's the bottom line anyway. I can't be a 75-year-old man doing this. I'm barely coping with it now. And so, but, and I'm concerned about Rocky, how he's going to adapt. And I'm concerned about this truck because I don't believe the truck is going to last. And if we lose the truck, we lose our home, eh? And then where are we at? Right back there again with the friggin' bears and the coyotes and the raccoons. Having to deal with that every night like I did before. That was no fun. Anyway, bottom line is, all we can do is live a day at a time. That's all we can do is live a day at a time. And that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm living a day at a time. Going to try and make this tank of this tank of gas last until there we go, break there, break off. Going to try and make this tank of gas last anyway until the end of the month. But yeah, it's pretty bad anyway. What's happening right now is really bad. And it isn't just me. I know so many people who are in so many stressful situations. And it's just like life is being arbitrarily made difficult. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's being made that way. And there's a reason for that, and it is being done on purpose. And people may say I'm crazy for saying that, but you don't have to look into it for very long before you'll realize that there's something to it. And look, I'm a guy who has seen a lot of evil. I mean, when I was 14 years old and I was locked up in the reformatory because a social worker didn't want to deal with a 14-year-old, so labeled me incorrigible and had me locked up. And here I was the victim of a crime. I had a knife pulled on me and was chased out of an apartment building because I was Catholic. That's what happened for being Catholic, for going to Mass. That happened. And I ended up in jail. I was threatened. I was told I'd be cut into pieces if I ever darkened that doorway again. I was the victim of the crime, but I went to jail. Right there, that was a good lesson for me about how evil it can get. When I was in there, they had some girls in there too. They were kept separate from us for the most part. They were kept on the other side of the building, but we did come together from time to time in common areas. Anyway, one of those girls had managed to escape, and she got caught in Toronto at the Eaton Centre. She made it all the way from Kingston to Toronto. She was a survivor, I'll give her that. Anyway, she got caught shoplifting a hairbrush out of the Eaton Centre. Typical girl, eh? Gonna steal a hairbrush so her hair will look nice, I guess, when she's on the run. Anyway, she got caught stealing a hairbrush, and she got brought back. And they brought her in like at 2 or 3 in the morning. And they raped that girl with a plunger handle. Because they strip search you going in there, And I mean, there were men strip searching teenage girls in that place and everything else. And I'll tell you, a lot of bad stuff happened there. And as you might imagine, in a situation like that. Anyway, I got woke up to the sound of her being raped with a plunger handle. And the next day, they were all standing around laughing. A bunch of them were saying how they Johnny F'd the bitch. So, I mean, like I say, I've had a front row seat to evil. I know evil when I see it. And what I'm seeing right now is just pure unadulterated evil. Plus, I know history, and I know history repeats itself. And a lot of the things that happened in Germany just at the cusp of the Second World War and through the Second World War, they're happening now. They have a different face. They're not exactly as they were. I mean, times have changed. Things aren't exactly as they were, but the basic plot is the same. The same sorts of things are being done. They're just being done a little differently. That's all. Anyway, like I say, we're all in this together. We're all targeted, and it's wrong. This should not be happening to us. It shouldn't be happening to me. It shouldn't be happening to you either. And look, even if somebody is listening right now who I don't like, somebody who I would regard as an enemy, the same applies to you. You don't deserve what's happening either. And what's happening to you is no different than what's happening to me. It might be happening in a different way, but it's happening to us both equally. And, and I'm sorry that that's the case, but it is. So even those I don't like, who maybe watching, or maybe people hate watching right now, even, and there's probably some people saying, oh, there's that crazy Tom again with his conspiracy theories. Why haven't they put him away yet? But the thing is, those of us who seem to be crazy are being proven right more and more, and it is too bad. I would like to be wrong. I'd be perfectly happy to be crazy, because if I was crazy, things wouldn't be the way I think they are. But I'm not crazy, and things are the way I think they are. Anyway, that's it for now. I got to get back to Camp Crazy. I got to hang out with my crazy cat. I'm not going to use the twig stove tonight because it's too late. I've been dawdling around in town here. And so I'm going to use the propane stove tonight. I'm going to aim to use the twig stove again, though, tomorrow night. All right. We'll see you later.